Hi, you're watching Love TV, your direct channel to your insides for your full embodied success. So in this week's action ship, we are answering a question from Catherine. She says, I have a question about energy. I teach Pilates from a very organic point of view, if that makes sense. I just had several weeks off from teaching over the summer. I walked up mountains and had infinite energy, often walking for over 25 kilometers a day in great heat, but still had infinite energy. However, now I'm back to my day job. I taught 2 classes this morning. I used very little physical energy. I work with breathing and awareness of bodywork within classes, but I am still feeling tired after classes. I'm actually feeling quite upset about the difference in my body from just waking up in the mountains last week. I think it has something to do with other people's energy I work with. So I guess my question would be, how do I keep up or preserve my energy reserves while working with people? I do love my job most of the time. If you can answer anything like this in your action ships, I would be most grateful. Your work is fantastic. Thank you for all your action ships. With love, Catherine. So Catherine, I have 3 questions for you. The first one is, are you getting what you need? And I ask this question with my clients a lot, particularly as I work with a lot of people who are leaders and who are helping other people. And it can be very easy for us to get lost in the world of helping others and forget about what we need. But I want you to take that another step deeper and really ask yourself, what is it that really excites you, that really lights you up? And not just simply making people feel better, but are you getting the nourishment and the insights and the adventure that you need? And my feeling is, just from listening to your question and tuning into you, that maybe there's some other pieces here that you need to start bringing into your everyday life. So are you stretching yourself? Are you, and I don't mean like stretching your muscles, but I mean stretching your capacity of your embodiment, of your awareness, of your place in the world, rather than just being like, well, I teach my thing and that's what I do. So that's my first question to you. My second question is, have you learned the Franklin method yet? Have you taken any Franklin method workshops? Now, I don't know if you saw my last video. I was just up at Kripalu with Eric for the weekend. I posted that on Facebook and YouTube because, this is challenging for me because I know a lot. Since I've been doing Franklin method, I have these new insights, these new awarenesses, well, I say new, relative to 7-8 years ago, before I did Franklin method, and I was also a Pilates teacher, and I too, like you said, thought that I taught it in a very organic way. Now, the challenge with this is that there are things that are taught in Pilates, in yoga, in dance, in fitness, in, let's face it, most things out there that teach about the body and teach about movement, there are a lot of things in those systems that don't actually support the body's healthy function. So are you teaching to lift and scoop in the belly button? Are you teaching about holding? Are you teaching alignment in a static way? And even though you talk about breathing and getting people into their body, and that's really, really great, but if you haven't had the perspective of how is the body doing it naturally before we come and assert our opinion and give it its exercise regime, if we haven't really tapped into that, then it can be very draining. So I remember when I taught Pilates, and it was like I always felt, it was good and people were moving and I was moving, but there was something inside me that was like, there's something that's not quite fitting. And I would just really encourage you to explore that, to look at that, because when you're up hiking in the mountains, you're in nature, you're with your body, you're not prescribing it exercises, you're not telling it that it needs to get better at this or get better at that. And really just look and see, when you're working with your clients and when you're working with yourself within this system, how close to nature is it? And so, you know, this is certainly, maybe this is part of your journey, part of your next level of learning and discovering you, to really go to that next level of depth. And it is possible within the Pilates movements to do it in a very body-centric way, but I haven't found anything out there that touches the truth and the simplicity and the honesty that Franklin Method does. So I would say get yourself to some Franklin Method workshops or come do the teacher training. And my third question to you is, how much joy are you experiencing in your day job? And what would it take to have a life job, or a life that serves as a job? And is there any way you can start to create an openness for the things that you're passionate about, the things that bring you joy, on this next level to start to infiltrate your job? And so I think this also comes back to question number one of, are you really feeling like you are supporting you and getting to your next level? So those are my 3 questions to you, Catherine. And one more thing, Catherine, I want you to go and watch the pelvis video that I made a while back. Do you remember this one? I made it in Prospect Park, talking about the pelvis and the movement. And that was also, I made that for Ellie, who's also a Pilates teacher. So go practice that and then come back to this video and tell me how that felt. Because I think there might be some insights in your pelvis, in that movement, particularly when you're doing all of this walking, that are going to spark your own answer for this question. And if you have any insights for Catherine, if you had a moment of inspiration listening to her question, please let us know what that was, because we are all connected. Our community, our ability to connect to each other, support ourselves, supports the whole. So please share those. Make sure you are over at Laura Haynes Franklin, because that's where that conversation happens. And I will see you next week. If you like this video, so if you like this video, please like it and share it and subscribe and share it with all of your friends all over the internet world. Yes, do all that, and make sure to give me your question, so you can write it on my Facebook page wall. I really like that, and that way we can all join in the discussion. If it's an anonymous question, you can email that to me at laura@laurahamesfranklin.com. I can't wait to see you in the next video, which will be about something really cool. Promise. And that's it. Bye! Channel to your insides for full-bodied success. That was where the words fly across the